of the iSECURE project funded by the NSF, and in this particular video of learning styles we're going to discuss sensing and intuitive learners. This is the graphic that you received when you received your results of the Learning Preferences Inventory that you completed for us as part of the iSECURE project. We are going to discuss the second line on your results. Remember that depending on where the circle is indicating your results depends on your learning preference. The closer to the term sensory or intuitive, the more that is your preference. So for example, if your score is a 9A, then you tend to be a much more sensing learner than intuitive learner. However, if your score is a 5B, then you tend to be more of an intuitive learner. If your score is in the middle, then you might need to utilize learning strategies for both of those types of learning preferences, depending on the type of material in the course that you're in. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about sensing preferences and intuitive preferences in terms of the types of learning and the types of materials. A sensing learner likes facts. They like to solve problems with well-known methods and particular steps. They dislike complications and surprises in their learning. And they do not like being tested on material that wasn't explicitly covered in class. While intuitive learners prefer possibilities and relationships. They like innovation. They don't like repetition. And they're usually fine with being tested on material that's not explicitly covered in class. Some more preferences for sensing learner. Sensing learner likes details, which makes sense given that sensing learners like those particular steps. They like having a plan for learning and for completing material and assignments. They're good at memorizing facts and doing hands-on or lab work, specifically that has a particular series of steps that need to be completed. Sensing learners tend to be practical and careful, and they dislike courses that don't connect to the real world. Intuitive learners, on the other hand, like abstractions and mathematical formulations. They tend to be good at understanding new concepts and integrating those new concepts into their knowledge base, even if they've never encountered them before. They often work quickly and tend to be innovative. But they dislike courses that involve a lot of memorization and routine calculations. They would much more like to be creative and open in their use of materials. When studying, it is important that if you're a sensory learner, that you connect the material to the real world, to examples and things that happen every day. When you're in class and there's abstract or theoretical material, ask the instructor for specific examples to help you understand the material in a clearer and more particular way. Find out how concepts apply in practice. And search for specific information in textbooks or ask friends or classmates, particularly if you're wanting to determine how that information connects to the real world or the steps that you can take into utilizing that particular information. It's also sometimes helpful to develop your own set of steps or your own outline of the material to help you organize it in a way that is understandable for you. Intuitive learners may be bored in classes that focus on memorizing and substitution of formulas. Ask your instructor for theories that link to the facts that you're being taught. Search for some connections yourself and how you can use formulas or ideas or particular vocabulary in the real world and how that relates to real world situations. Try to be careful and patient on your tests. Take your time on them and read the whole question and check your answers, even if the details seem boring, because intuitive learners sometimes miss particular parts of questions when they're trying to complete tests. Again, thank you for participating in the National Science Foundation's iSECURE project.